Sada Vavatu Sadao Bhunaktu Saviryam Karavavai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vidvishavai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We'll read the first shloka. Rupam Drishyam Lochanam Drika.
Rupam Drishyam Lochanam Drika.
Tadrishyam Driktumanasam.
Tadrishyam Driktumanasam.
Drishyadivrataya Sakshi.
Drishyadivrataya Sakshi.
Drishyadivrataya Sakshi.
Drishyadivrataya Sakshi.
Drg-Vanatu Drishyate.
Drg-Vanatu Drishyate.
So in this text called Drg-Dryshya Viveka, which also had another name, which is called Vakya Sudha. Vakya Sudha is another name for this text, and just as the first name, Drg-Dryshya Viveka, it reveals the subject matter, the very objective of this text. The second name is also indicative of the beauty and the importance of this text. Sudha means the nectar, and Vakya is indicative of the most significant statement of the Vedas, which is called as Mahavakyas. So this is the nectar of Mahavakya. So this text is attributed to Shankaracharya. May not be the first Shankaracharya, but later in the tradition of some Shankaracharya. You know, the problem with the old teachers was that they never bothered about their authorship. And nowadays we are very busy that who is the real author. They'll remember everything except their own stamp of individuality, that I have done this. This individuality is so insignificant to them that he says no. It is this individuality which has been, the bane of my life, the curse of my life. Always, as long as I am a limited person, I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, so long I have been a seeker. So therefore I am not really interested. I prefer to wake up in the infinite and revel over there. And every individual is my expression. Just as one God is expressing through infinite manifestations, so also all these great masters, they see that I alone am the hearer, the thinker, the speaker, the chirping birds, the barking dogs, the blooming flowers, the rising sun. Do you know my secret? I'm all these things. So I prefer to be the self of all rather than a confined, limited individual only confined to this body-mind complex. So sorry, no name. You can keep yourself busy that, the style of this text is, very nearer to that author and this author. So therefore, we are kept busy. But yes, the teaching point of view, the teaching is exactly the same as that in the Upanishads, as the great teacher Shankaracharya, he devoted his life to. So therefore there is no problem in saying that, the same tradition, the same thought is being transferred to us through this text also. So Vakya Sudha. So this is another name, and in order to go into the text, we had visualized that some student has gone to a teacher and has requested that, sir, I want to know the truth. I want to know the truth of myself and the truth of the world. And he was very happy, obviously, to see the devotion, the dedication, the inquisitiveness of the student. And immediately, right in the first go, the teaching started. He says that you have a riddle to answer. Who is the seer of all your experiences? Who is the experiencer of all your experience? The secret lies here. The secret of your happiness does not lie yonder in the world outside, or in the experiences, or in the emotions. Nowhere else. That I have experienced a lot of peace in my mind, I want to experience more. I've experienced ecstatic joys in my life, I want to experience more. I like to, go to a maikhana and keep on filling my cup and getting drunk in this beauty and the joy. He says, no, my dear, the secret does not lie yonder, it lies within yourself. It lies in the answer of this question that who is the experiencer? A person who is more bothered about getting experience is still not yet mature. I want to experience peace, I want to experience joy, I want to experience this, I want to experience that. He says, that person is still not yet mature for knowledge. Knowledge is not about getting ways and means how you want to experience more and more. Well, you can see this very logically. Anything which you experience is separate from you. Anything you experience is limited. Anything you experience is a realm of change. And the moment you become experiencer and want to experience something, you are standing apart, a limited, petty guy, and you want to fill your cup up. He says, well, if you still think that, there is something very special and divine over here, some secret, because of which you can experience more and more, take your own time. Take some more time and go around in the world. See your experience. Go through the ups and downs of life. And after every experience, you will shortly see that it has become a memory. And I'm back to square one. This is where we want to learn that something is missing somewhere. It is not that we have not experienced so many beautiful moments of our lives. We have had company of lovely people, we have experienced beautiful moments, we have seen lovely scenery made by God Himself. There is signature of God in every scene, every experience, and therefore no doubt it's beautiful, it's amazing, it's divine at times. Yet, this is also a fact that experiences come and go. None of the experience which I have experienced till now, or anybody has experienced till now, can never be frozen in a particular moment. And I keep on drinking, to quench my heart, that now I am fulfilled, now I am complete. Think about it. Isn't it childish? Isn't it immature? There's something missing. And what is missing? Missing is my understanding about myself. My understanding about the world. through which I'm trying to extricate joy. I want to experience joy. I somehow want to, milk the joy from various objects outside. Is that possible? So he says, let us put all our experiences on a pause. Forget about the experiences. Don't strive for any experience. Let us go deep into who is the experiencer. And I can assure you that the secret lies over here alone. It is our understanding about the source of joy and also the one who is experiencing. They alone know the entire the secret, the divinity of God Himself is hidden. That is why He said, God is hiding in your heart. And your heart is where your own individuality is. Anybody who inquires into my own existence, my definition, shall discover God. So take that path. And let us inquire that who is the real experiencer of all the experiences which I keep on getting. In case if you do not take this path and keep on gravitating towards the various objects of experiences, then you are the distracted one, you are the deluded one, and you shall never find the treasures which your own heart is seeking. So, as the Faujis say, thumb piche mod. So we have to stop that journey, that thoughtless, that endless journey, and piche mod. Upanishad says, Kaschit dhiraha pratyagatmanam aikshat avritta chakshuhu amritatva vichat. Some rare people who want to discover what is permanent, the immortal, amritatva, they become avritta chakshu. Avritta chakshu means the introvert. It turns within oneself. And it is these people who discover the secret of not only their existence, but the truth of yourself is the truth of this entire creation. They shall discover God. So he says, come on, let us undertake one Tirtha Yatra. Are you ready? Are you with me? Do you want to undertake this Tirtha Yatra? Huh? He said, let us discover, let us try to appreciate that who is the experiencer. Very easy, sir. The sense organs are the ones who are seeing all these things, and the objects of my experiences, they are the seen. It says, good. Now, in order to justify, in order to be sure that this is the real seer, a very simple, obvious thing is, the seer should not be seen. Then alone is the seer. If somebody else is also seeing this fellow, then somebody else is the real seer. So who is the seer? In case if the sense organs are the seer, then are you conscious of your sense organs? If you are conscious of the sense organs, then obviously, who is conscious of the sense organ is the real seer. It's the real experiencer. And that fellow is the mind. The mind alone is conscious of the sense organs, the various states, right from childhood to till now. We've been conscious about our physical bodies, we've been conscious about the changing world outside. We've been conscious about various people, the relationships, the joys. We are conscious about my sense organs. So obviously, sense organs do not justify that they are the real seer. The mind is the seer. Step number 2, mind is the seer. He says, good, you are doing very nicely. Now again the same question. In case if the mind is the seer, which it is at a particular level, mind alone, it as though blesses my sense organs and thereafter sense organs also see. So mind is so important. Even though, my eyes are open, sometimes we are thinking so intensely about something, I do not see the sunrise or the beautiful moon and the lovely wind because I'm too busy somewhere. So many times in the class also, I've been thinking about the earlier, statement, and I missed the next one. The sense organs can only experience their respective objects only when it is having the backing of the mind, and the mind is available behind the sense organs. So certainly sense organs are the seer at a particular level, but they are not the real seer because it has to be blessed by the mind. And mind alone is conscious of the different states of our sense organs. So mind is the real seer with reference to my sense organs and also indirectly with reference to the experiences of the world. It has to have the backing of the mind. But again the same question, am I conscious of the mind? Do you know the various states of your mind? Sometimes happiness, sometimes unhappiness, sorrow, joy, peace, disquietude, depression, elation, euphoria. Your mind is like that. Who is it who is conscious of the mind? It never happens that something, is conscious of its own self. It is common logic and common sense that the seer is always different from the seer. So there is someone who is standing apart, who is not changing when the mind is changing. And yet the fellow is seeing every subtlest change in the mind, subtlest change in the emotions and thoughts. Who is it that? I know the mind, I am conscious of the mind, I the experiencer who is transcending the mind, who is standing apart the mind, who is really different from the mind. I know the mind, I know the sense organs, I know the world outside. Who are you? Who is conscious of your own mind? Very obviously, you are something who is apart from the mind. You are standing apart from the mind. You are different from the mind. And just look at this joke. We are handling our mind all the time. That which you are not. It is just like, that we are taking care of our body, we are taking care of our house, we are taking care of our car. As though I am that. Okay, fine, when my car is new and somebody, scratches my car, there are sounds like ooh and ouch from within, because I'm identified with the car. It's a new car and I want to take care of the car. But you know very well, you are different from the car. We are continuously taking care of the mind, as though this mind is you. And just a very simple observation and analysis, it reveals, it logically reveals that me which is completely different from the mind. And when do we know that, I am not the particular object? He says, whenever you are doing this Drg-Dryshya Viveka, you are trying to appreciate who is the seer and who is not the seer. So, I'll give you one simple logic for that. whenever a particular thing is changing and you're conscious of the changes, know very clearly that this is the domain of an object of knowledge. You should ask this question to you, that who is it who is conscious of these changes? And you will get the answer. Somebody who is different from this, I may not be knowing exactly who is that. I'm in ignorance. I do not know, and I humbly accept that I do not know and I want to know. But one thing is very clear, at least I'm not this. This is what is called the process of negation. You keep on negating that which you are not. Well, there was an actor, he got so enamored by his role, so much attached to his role, that he couldn't imagine his existence without that. It's just like any official, who's been working in the government for a long time. And one fine day, the day of retirement comes, the day of judgment. And the fellow is told that now, from tomorrow, you'll have to stand on the other side of the desk and get your paycheck. You've been doling out the checks to everyone, but tomorrow, you'll be on the other side. You can continue to write, that I am colonel and general and brigadier and commissioner and collector, but slowly you have to, I don't have any choice. In the bracket you can write retired. This is what you are. So that is the past now, sir. You are not that anymore. In case if I am attached, in case if I have become one with something, it will take some time. He says, but doesn't matter. Take this logic. Whenever you are conscious of the different phases of any particular thing, that is the domain of Drishyam. And the one who is conscious of these changes is the real you. So now he applies this small logic at the three levels which he has already given us in the first shloka. The first level at the level of sense organs and the world outside, where it was told that the sense organs are the seer and the world of objects is the seen. Second level was that of the mind, and the third level was that of the Sakshi, who is even conscious of the states of mind. He says, let us apply the simple principle at all the three levels, and then after confirm for us that who am I? Who is the real seer? Who is the real experiencer? So let us read these next three shlokas. Nila Pita Stula Sukshmam
Nila Pita Stula Sukshmam
Haraswadar Dirghadi Vedataha
Haraswar Dirghadi Vedataha
Nana Vidhani Rupani
Nana Vidhani Rupani
Pashyelochanamekadha
Pashyelochanamekadha
Andhyamandhya Patutveshu
Andhyamandhya Patutveshu
Netradharmeshu Chaikadha
Netradharmeshu Chaikadha
Sankalpayet Manashrutra
Sankalpayet Manashrutra
Tvakadau Yojyatamidam
Tvakadau Yojyatamidam
Kama Sankalpa Sandeho
काम संकल्प संदेहो
Shraddha Shraddhe Dhriti Tare
श्रद्धा श्रद्धे धृति तरे
Hridi Bhirityeva Madin
भीर्भीर्भीरित्यमेवादि
Bhasayate Kadachiti
हास्ययत्ये कदाचित्
In the last, it has to be chiti, not iti. So you can just change that. Bhasayati ekada chiti. So this is a printing mistake. So he is applying the simple test at all the levels so as to clearly appreciate who is the seer and what is the seer. You know, this is the process of meditation. This is what is the Vedantic meditation. Vedantic meditation is not trying to experience and somehow get peace of mind and quietude of mind. That is fine in the beginning. It's good in the beginning. When a person, he is stressed in the world, one needs to get a place, solace, quietude, where you can be quiet. There are various steps and suggestions which are shared with people. Okay, do this, do that, have these values, have this lifestyle, have this kind of food maybe, and don't have that food, and don't have this, so that you can be quiet with it. That's good in the beginning. This is what is called as upasana. Upasana and yoga. The objective of all the yoga is to experience quietude and peace. You can become completely, thoughtless, free from all various kind of thinking, problems, good or bad. Can you keep these things aside because you are inspired by something beautiful and great? This will bring about the quietude of the mind. But right now, we are not in that. We are not trying to experience something. We are not trying to experience quietude, experience joy, get enamored, get euphoric and ecstatic. Wow, what a beautiful joy. We can do that. We know the ways and means to do that. Anybody knows ways and means to do that. Maybe everybody doesn't know. But it doesn't require too much of wisdom. Have lovely relationship, have lovely food, and listen to lovely music, and you're on top of the world. And you go to a quiet place, a clean place, a sattvic place. Wow, what a beautiful place. You should also visit that sometime. I feel so relaxed, so good, and so peaceful. Good, that is nice. But as we discussed right in the beginning, experiencing something, it's an endless thing. You have to go again and again. You have to do the same thing again and again. Till the time you appreciate that, is this experience so thirsty that I've been, trying to quench this fellow's thirst in various ways and means? And now my life is coming to an end, still the fellow is crying like my Daya. Where is my mommy? I want to go in her lap and whatnot. Other fellows started recognizing, her caretakers, his caretakers rather. And he wants to follow them, wants to go to them. They have that much wisdom. So also we keep on gravitating to all those things, which give us peace and joy. And this has to come to a stop. Because we appreciate that as long as this fellow, this experiencer remains a limited fellow, a thirsty, hungry one, how long am I going to feed this fellow? I'm eternally hungry. Hath sukha to sadhu mukha. You wash your hands and start thinking about the next meals. Again, you're back to square one. So how long this is going to continue? There has to be some solution to this. He says, okay, discover the experience. Start at every level, take your own time, see this fact. Seeing a fact is the real meditation, at any level. So start at the level of sense organs. He says, look at this variegated, multifarious world. So colorful it is. Neela, Pita, Sthula, Sukshma, Hrasva, Dirgha, Adi. So he is giving a list of this. So much variety in this world with reference to the color. Neela Pita, the blue, the yellow, the red, the green. All the 7 colors of the rainbow and their permutation, combination to bring about thousands of colors. This is the world. Salute the creator, the artist. Such a beautiful world. You keep on looking at the sky, you are never tired. Because every morning the sky has different colors. Amazing. Look at the flowers, look at the fishes, look at the people, look at the leaves. Every leaf has, a different tint of green. So unique, so different. And in case if color is slightly similar, look at the shape now. Shape is completely different. And many a time the taste is so different. I was just outside walking, and I had a palm leaf. We have a palm creeper outside. Take a fresh leaf. And what a beautiful taste it has. Refreshing. The best mouth refresher. After meals, you can take half a leaf. Of course, you'll have to, request the climber to give you one. And with due gratitude, take one leaf and try it out. How unique it is. But don't try to eat the neighbors. That the climber near the second one, it is very pungent, very kadua. So that is very bitter. Every leaf, so unique, so beautiful, having different qualities, having different guna, having different dosha, having different fragrance. This world is so beautiful. It's made up of 5 objects. They are called Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa and Gandha. The world of Shabda, the world of sound. Musicians, they are, enamored by the world of sound. They're only trying to experiment with different sound, trying to take out the sound, trying to listen to the sound. He says it's music going on, it's a beautiful orchestra going on. Sparsha, the world of touch. Soft touch, harsh touch, loving touch, angry touch. All the various relationships, the touch is so important. Your beloved touches you, current goes through your whole body. There is a tradition where there is Shakti path. The tradition where the teacher transfers his Shakti as though to you. And those teachers, they are not interacting with the disciples very easily. They keep aside. And whenever they come and give darshan, even darshan brings a lot of experiences. And suppose he touches, wow. And he won't touch physically, he'll touch, with that more punky. And the moment that more punky touches you, you have to experience. The touch is so beautiful. It transfers the feelings of somebody else. The touch of the baby, the touch of a child, the touch of a pet. Both ways. The pet touches its masters and he is at ease. He is completely secure. What amazing thing. We can touch and feel these equipments and these machines can't. We are so blessed. Rupa, the third object, the world of objects, such a variety of them. Every person has got a unique form. Such unique form that you can identify the person. Oh, how are you? Long time no see. Where have you been? How did you recognize? A unique form. All of us have a unique form. And all the flowers and the mountains and the trees and the animals. It's a world of multifarious, beautiful, unique forms. And you never get tired going around in the world. Now I want to go to the Himalayas. Now I want to go to the seashore and the beach and the deserts and the lush green forests. What a beautiful world it is. I may not be able to hear, but I can see the world of Rupa. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa and Rasa. The fourth object is Rasa. Of course, nobody need to tell us, the beautiful world of Rasa. The food, the taste, the various edible things. Somebody said that all the problems of the world is because of our tongue. Either what we speak or what we are trying to eat. What a small thing, but is driving the whole world crazy. And it's such a beautiful world. So this whole world of taste. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, and the final fifth object is Gandha. Of course, everybody knows different sprays and scents and ethers. It's something divine, something beautiful. Every flower has a Gandha. And dogs, especially, they are so much, they specialize just to get the smell. They can find you in the house wherever you are smelling and going over there. The police dogs and all these fellows. They find out, where is this thief hiding? We can't see anything, they see a track. And go over there. And we feel very awkward, when some devotee comes and yogi is smelling their back. His ID is hidden there. The fellow is so, at times he takes his time. I'm getting slightly confused with the smell. We feel very awkward. He says, okay, enough. Do the next part of the experiment later on. But they are so much fascinated by the world of smell. Even in the darkness, the master is sitting, they know that. I have an umbrella of security because my master is, I'm smelling the fellow. Smell, of course, the whole world. The bees are attracted by the smell and the form and the shape, and they want to taste. These entire 5, they are called as 5 objects of the world. The way these masters, they analyze the world, he says the entire creation is just made out of 5 senses. 5 objects rather. Because for the simple reason, we have 5 faculties of experience, 5 sense organs. And every object of these sense organs is a world of its own. Of course, we feel slightly, pity for people who are not having this capacity to experience a particular world of objects, the deaf and the dumb, the blind. Because it's such a beautiful, amazing world. We are experiencing these 5, we don't know whether there are more. At least we don't have any faculties to experience anything beyond. But he says, now let us come back to our subject. All these 5 sense objects, they are the same. Why? Because the change is happening here, the variety is here. You are seeing the change, you are seeing the variety and different kind of it. Who is the one who is conscious of this whole scenario? Nila, Pita, Stula, Sukshma, Hrasva, Dirgha, small, big, lean and fat, blue and yellow, and etc., etc. Nana Vidhani Rupani, this multifarious world of forms. Let us just take one example of your eyes to begin with. Pashet Lochanam Ekadha. The important point here is, the eyes, they are a constant factor. They do not change along with the objects. Because the eyes are constantly there, therefore I am able to experience this change and this multifarious world. This is how we come to appreciate the seer in a particular experience. Just ask this question to yourself, that what is it which is changing and what is it which is not changing? The one who is conscious of the change is the one who is the changeless. And anything which I am conscious of, it's a world of change and variety. Such a beautiful variety is there. So this is the lesson I learned from this experience of variety. Experience of multiplicity, the uniqueness. He says, when you see something unique, of course, you see something beautiful, you see a lovely creation, and you also remember the Creator, that is all good enough. Kaun chitraकार है, हरी भरी वसुंधरा पे नीला नीला ये गगन. Who has created? वो कौन चित्रकार? This is one way of looking. Another lesson which we learn from this experience is, who is the one who is seeing all the changes? This is the important question which has to be taken up here. And the one who is seeing the changes is the seer, and the fellow is not changing. In case if we look at the experiences of the world of objects, then our sense organs are the seer. Pashet Lochanam Ekadha. Lochanam, the eyes, Ekadha, remaining one, is a constant factor, and we are conscious of the world of objects. So eyes, The seer is the sense organs. I, identifying myself with the sense organ, become a seer of this beautiful world. And constantly it is changing. It is presenting different facets, but the eyes are not changing. When these are changing, my eyes do not change. The seer, whenever there is a seer is always a source of light. Another point, very important. You are conscious. And it is not that, it has to be lighted all the time. When it comes to the forms, I have to wait for the sun to rise. Then I see this beautiful colors of the world. But it is not that, I cannot see when the world outside is not lighted. I can hear that. I can smell the world. I can feel the world. Whether light outside is there or not, I can become conscious of something. To be conscious of something, you have to be conscious. You are something which is endowed with consciousness. You can reveal something. So the seer is not only constant, but it is also revealing. It is the real revealer. Many a times, consciousness is indicated as the light of all lights. This is a word from Gita. Jyotishyam apita jyotihi. It's the light of lights. Because even when the sun is rising or not rising, you have to be conscious of the sun. Sun is not rising. You are conscious that the sun has not risen. It's still, the moonlight. Yesterday there was eclipse on the other part of the world. And the sun was totally eclipsed by the moon. People, they were very fascinated to see the corona, outside. When the moon is completely covering the sun, only the external light is visible. And various kind of tests are done, even though sun is not revealing. I know that. I know the absence of sun. I know the moon. Just think about it. Experiencer is something which is blessed with light. It can see that, it can become conscious of something. The objects, don't reveal themselves. I have to become conscious of them. Not only the world of objects, they are multifarious, they are changing, they have variety, and they are created by some very, very omniscient, omnipotent divinity. Such a beautiful world. We know how difficult it is to create something. After creating, how difficult it is to run something. And this beautiful world has been created, is being run. Certainly, when we look at the objects, then we realize, experience the presence of God. But more importantly, when we are experiencing the world, we are also experiencing the experiencer, the one who is experiencing. We can come to appreciate that this experiencer, number one, is constant. It's not changing. This is one definite knowledge which we come to get in and through every experience. Secondly, this experiencer is of the nature of light. That is why we are conscious of various objects. And that which we know is inert. It has to be revealed. These two words, they are used very often in these scriptures of self-knowledge. One is inert, another is Chetan, conscious. What is the real difference between inert and the conscious? The Chetan and Jad. Jad word is used for anything which is only appreciated when it is lighted by some source of light. It doesn't have a self-revealing capacity. The world is beautiful, but yet I have to keep it in the category of Jada. Because till the time we reveal this object by some external source of light, till that time we do not see, we do not experience. I have to wait for the sunrise. I have to wait maybe for a beautiful moonlit night. Maybe I have to light up a fire. I have to use my torch, electricity or bulb. But it has to be lighted by some source of light. Anything which is known only when it is lighted by some external source of light, that is what is called as Jad, inert. So this is the category by itself. It's a beautiful word, all right. There's no question about that. We become poetic even to see its beauty, but we can't, ignore this fact that this world has to be lighted in order to be experienced. It does not have a self-revealing capacity. While on the other hand, this fellow who is the seer of all these things is a class by itself. It's a different class altogether. You close your eyes, yet the experiencer is very much there. You don't need any external light in order to know yourself. No, please don't switch off the light, I'll disappear. On the other hand, you say, please close all the light, I want total quietude. Won't you be lost in the darkness? Just as the objects of the world, they get lost. In the wilderness, in the forest, in the valleys. No, I won't be lost. What an amazing thing. You are a class apart. You are unlike any object which you have been seeing till now. You are self-revealing. That which is self-revealing is the seer. So seer is constantly there. With reference to the changes outside, he is the fellow who is conscious of the change. And in case if there is nobody who is conscious of the change and the seer is himself changing, you won't see the change. Have you experienced two trains, going the same speed? When two trains are going in the same speed, you won't see that the train is moving. You can sit down on your window side and keep on chatting with the other fellow on the other side. Even you can offer some nuts to that fellow, in case if your hand reaches there. You don't see the change. But in case if you see the change, then that means one is changing, other is not changing. If you see the slightest of change, then there is one fellow who is not even moving a wee bit. Then alone change is experienced. So this multifarious world, this changing world is being experienced. This itself proves that the experiencer of this change is not changing. Otherwise, who will know that the world is changing? In childhood you were different. How do you know that? In case if the fellow who is observing was also changing, when both the fellows are changing at the same time, who will be conscious of the change? So the experiencer is not changing. That is your experience itself. We need to learn from experience. To keep on experiencing more and more is childish. To learn from experience is that which is the real wisdom. Isn't it a fact that whenever we are experiencing change, one has to be changeless in order to experience the change. So the seer is not changing and the world is changing. The seer is conscious and the world is inert. The world of object has variety. And this thing, this fellow, is constant. It's not changing. So he says, the first level itself of our sense organs and experiences at this level, you get so beautiful lessons. I do not know who I really am, but one thing is sure. I'm constantly there in and through all these experiences. I may not be knowing the truth of myself, but now I definitely know one thing. This experience is self-effulgent, it's self-revealing, it's conscious. It's of the nature of light. It's not that light like sun, but it's light because of which we become conscious of something. That by which you become conscious of anything is a unique light. It's a light of a different class altogether. You are like a lamp which is going around. And anything which comes in front of you becomes an object of your experience. We are so fascinated with the objects that we don't realize the significance of experiences. But the fact is, it's not a matter of blind belief. Okay, you are saying, okay, fine, you may take your own time to digest and appreciate this fact. But we are analyzing our own experiences. Every experience reveals that I am constantly there and I am of the nature of consciousness. Whatever I come to experience may be very beautiful, may be very useful. After all, it is a creation of God Himself. Nevertheless, it's a world of change. It won't be there the next moment as it was earlier. It's going to present a different facet altogether. And number two, it's inert. It does not have capacity to reveal itself. It is dependent on me, the experiencer, even to know its existence. The experiencer doesn't merely reveal, it even brings about existence of things. Only those things which you experience are existing for you. In case if I say, do you experience chimping? I say, Guruji, what is chimping? He says, well, I also don't. Well, it's a baseless word. It doesn't click anything. I do not know that. Anything which is not an object of my experience is non-existent as far as I am concerned. Only those things which you reveal in your life have existence for yourself. Thereafter, I may consider them to be source of joy or source of sorrow. That's a secondary thing. But the fact is, anything which is existing for me has to become an object of my knowledge. So that which this experiencer reveals has existence because of me. I'm revealing that. I'm conscious of that. The object, the world of object, the world of experience, various objects of the world. This is what we are learning from our experience. They are changing. They are ephemeral. They won't be there the next moment in the same form as they were earlier. We see the world is changing. We see people are changing. We see relationships changing. We see the thoughts changing. We see our body changing. I don't like grey hairs. I'll dye them. I don't want to look at them. It reminds me that you're getting old now, and I don't want that feeling. Isn't it that? You're seeing the change. Sometimes change I like, some I do not like. And whatever I wish and whatever I like, I prefer to go that way. Okay, that's my choice. But the fact is, this is changing. How long I can, hide a change? Change is a fact. Entire world is changing. Look at any city, any country, any person, any relationship. Everything is changing. It's a changing world. So it's a changing world. It's an ephemeral world. It's an inert world. And of course it's a beautiful world. And it is existing because this is my experience. I am revealing this object as far as I am concerned. So there are so many beautiful lessons to learn from this very experience at the level of our sense organs. Yet, what we have discerned at first level is that the sense organs are the seer. So the seer may be conscious, the seer may be constant, the seer may be important, the seer may be revealer, but nevertheless, at this first level of our investigation, seer is only sense organs. So this is what we have to inquire further by going to the second level. The second level is, do you see the various changes in your sense organs? So with reference to the lochanam, the eyes, which was taken up as an example for this investigation, he says, look at the different states of our eyes. Andhya, mandhya, patutveshu, netra dharmeshu cha ekadha, sankalpayet manaha, shrotra tvagado yojjatamidam. So he says, look at the different states of your sense organs. Sometimes it is patu. Patu is highly, healthy, proficient, capable, very patu, very smart. Patu is a word for smart, as well as very patu. Very smart, very alert. Sometimes it is, at a different stage of your life, it is mandhya. Mandhya is madhyama, is mediocre. So the capacities are fine, but now they are not as they were earlier. Slightly getting dimmer and dimmer. And later at some stage, God forbid, many a time because of some diseases, accident, or maybe heredity, totally andhata, blindness. I am conscious conscious that I could see earlier and today I'm not able to see. I had this problem. The diabetics have got to be very careful. Called retinopathy. Yeah? Every year, my eye specialist will use that equipment and peep inside my retina. Oh, you're doing fine. Congratulations, Swamiji. No problem. And then he'll start, rolling off that, retina is your kundali. I can tell you what you ate today. I can tell you your stress level. I can tell you your heart status. I can see everything on the retina. And therefore, whenever I see retina, I start singing the glories of God. My specialist, whenever I go there, he starts singing the Kirtan of Bhagavan. And the, starting point is the retina. The moment he looks at my retina, his face changes, he becomes a devotee. I tell you, Swamiji, God has made this such an amazing thing. Awesome. This is, there are people who don't take care of their sugar level, their retina has gone for a 6 on them. First of all, initially it will become from Patu to Mandir, and from Mandir to Andir. Andir, Mandir, Patutveshu, Netra Dharmeshu. These are the various dharmas, the states of the eyes. You are conscious of your eyes. In Bombay, there was a gentleman from Kashmir. He was a refugee, Kashmir refugee. An old man, Kashmiri Pandit, very learned person, and highly spiritual. He couldn't come to the discourses, but his daughter-in-law used to come. And he requested, through his daughter-in-law, please request Swamiji to come to our house and have food. Big shop there. So whenever I used to go to him, and then thereafter, I used to go regularly to his place. And every trip, one meal at his place was fixed. So the first trip he says, Swamiji, now I'm getting old, my legs cannot walk. And how I look upon this scenario, I have given this indriya of walking around back to God with gratitude. Thank you, Bhagavan, for giving me this capacity to walk around the world, For so many years you have blessed me with that. Now I've returned that. Next time I went, Swamiji, now my taste has disappeared. I've given my taste, Jivua, back to Bhagavan. I cannot taste all these things. There was a time where I could taste this, taste that, but now everything appears same. And I just rely on these fellows. Whatever food you are giving must be fine. I cannot taste. Next time he says, I will give my nose back to Bhagavan, return with thanks. Very coolly, he was not disturbed by that. His perception about, the fading faculties was so different. That God had blessed me in this way and I have returned one indriyas back to him. And before leaving, I have to return everything. He was mentally ready for that. No fretting, fuming, complaining about that at all. I can see the changes. Ande mande patatveshu netra dharmeshu chekadha. So these various netra dharma sankalpayet manaha ekadha. The mind, it experiences, is conscious of the changing while remaining ekadha, while remaining one. So just as the Indriyas were one and the various objects were experiences, so also the mind is one and the changes at the realm of sense organs, they are being experienced. Again we apply the same principle here also, that the seer is constant, and that in which we are seeing ups and downs, that's the realm of relative change. With reference to sense of the objects, the Indriyas were constant. With reference to sense organs and mind, the sense organs are changing. I am seeing the change. But I am conscious. And therefore, I am of the nature, something which is standing apart from the sense organs is the source of light. Is conscious of this. The mind is more effulgent. In fact, all sense organs can experience their respective objects when they are blessed by the mind. When the mind is alertly behind the sense organs, then alone the sense organs, they have capacity to reveal the world. So the real source is mind. Mind has to be behind. All sadhanas are for the mind. To make your mind beautiful, to make your mind alert, to make your mind quiet, to make your mind focused, to make your mind intelligent, everything is focused on the mind. Mind is so important. Mind is the real seer till now. So this is sankalpayet manaha. Manaha sankalpayet. Mind is the one who is thinking, analyzing and experiencing. So you are the mind. The real you, the real experiencer is the mind. And he says, before we go to the next level, I will suggest that Shrotra Tvagadau Yojyatamidam. You apply the same principle of analysis with reference to, we have studied with reference to the eyes. But apply the same with Shrotra Tvagadau. Hear various sounds and be conscious of the ear as the seer, as the experiencer, and thereafter see the different ups and downs even at the level of ears. So also taste, so also other sense organs. We had a gentleman in the ashram earlier. So one day in the morning, the gentleman came and says, Guruji, your neighbors yesterday night, they were having a party of palak paneer. What do you mean? Just 2 o'clock the party was going on. He said, well, my room is just in the back. I didn't hear anything. Well, you may have gone to sleep, but I was awake. Not only I was awake, but whenever I'm awake, I don't turn towards the experiencer, but I turn towards the objects of experience. And I was hearing voices, the wife and husband talking to each other. इस समय रात को क्या बनाए? बोला वो पनीर रखा है, वो पालक रखी है. So 2 o'clock in the night their kitchen started. And I said, Shuklaji, what were you doing in the night, 2 o'clock? We should have been thinking about God and doing japa and doing meditation, but all your faculties are turned outside. His alert faculties. In fact, he was very worried about his highly sensitive ears. He could hear, his daughter-in-law fighting in the kitchen. He could hear the children quarreling in the room next door. As though he was always focusing outside. I told him this entire science of Drg-Dryshya Viveka so many times, but it was all wash off. He was always looking outside the window, never turning towards himself. Here the teacher is suggesting, Shrotra Tvagado Yojyatamidam. You please apply the same principle at every sense organs. Smell something. Remember the different kind of smells, and also remember your capacity of smell earlier and now. And thereafter know that mind is the real seer. Come to the mind after a very clear analysis and discernment that mind is the real seer. And when you have come to the mind, finally the fourth shlok which we studied was look at the variety at the level of mind also. Also appreciate that there's here something still subtler. We have concluded so easily that this is me. In case if you conclude that these sense organs are you, then I tell you, you won't be able to give up your sense organs as easily as that old man, that Kashmiri fellow, easily gave. I have returned my nose and my tongue and my taste to God. It will be a hell of a problem for me. Now I cannot see, I cannot hear, I cannot taste anymore. Every taste is same now. So it's a terrible problem. Why? Because I consider myself to be that experiencer. If I am that experiencer, then the moment this sense organs, this faculty is gone, then I am gone. That is the consequence of wrong knowledge. But today I can see, that my sense organs, they are not working. But I am conscious of their not working. There is some other seer. I am the seer. The seer is not gone. The seer has not disappeared. The seer is still subtler. One who is seeing these scenes, these changes. So I am not this. And therefore you can very easily stride over the changing states of the world outside, the body, the sense organs. Because you very clearly see that you are the seer. You are different from this. So it is very, very interesting, very fascinating journey. This is at the level of mind also. Kama, Sankalpa, Sandehau, Shraddha, Ashraddha, Dhriti, Itare, Hri, Di, Bhi, Iti Evam Adim. So this is what our mind is. Having different thoughts, experiences, emotions. So he is giving a sample of our different experiences. Many a time, mind has desires. Kama, I want this, I want that. These desires are coming in our mind. Maybe there are moments when your desire is fulfilled also. Your mind is quiet. Sometimes, there's a planning stage of Sankalpa. Sankalpa is the mother of calm. It is the seed form where you start the journey. Only if I got this world, this object, this experience, this wealth, and whatever it is, it starts with this only if. Sankalpa is the seed of all desires. And it's very innocent. But it is in our mind. And these ad fellows, all what they do is to implant a sankalpa. They present such a beautiful scenario, You don't have that suiting and shirting, and therefore, what a life without that. And you have not bathed with this soap. You have not used this shampoo. So that is why I am graying, fast. And that is why this problem. It's all a sankalpa. This fellow is very smart. Maybe they are knowing all this Vedanta. Sitting in their offices, they organize to implant some seeds in us. And very innocently, I am having sankalpa in my mind. And you deliberate on a particular sankalpa for a particular time, it transforms into desire. And then after, all states of mind. Kama, sankalpa, sandeha, you have doubts. How come this has happened? How come this is true? How come, this is not told? And how come anybody is following something else? I have my own doubts and questions, fair enough, no problems. But what we are seeing over here, that please appreciate that these sandeha, these doubts, these samshaya, they are also a state of my own mind. Kama, sankalpa, sandeha, shraddha, I have great faith in this and that. Or ashraddha, I don't have any faith. Dhriti, patience. I have profound patience. Itare, etc. Hari. Sometimes it is, Hari is lajja. Dhi is buddhi, intelligence, knowledge, wisdom. Sometimes, we have profound wisdom, intelligence. Be fear. Iti evam adi, etc., etc. This is what is referred to as the different states of our mind. Don't you see all that? The question is here not that, this is right, this is wrong, this is good, this is bad, is this good, bad or ugly, whatever it is. Don't you see different faces of mind? What we are trying to appreciate here is that this is what we call our mind. Sometimes it is very quiet, very peaceful. Sometimes there are storms inside our mind. And you know the storms, you know the peace. So what is important is to appreciate that what is the object of knowledge and who is the subject who is doing all these things. Anything which is object is different from you. It may be very important, but don't forget this fact. An object of knowledge is different from you. And something which is different from you, you keep on doing any changes at that level, you won't be affected at all. You will continue to remain whatever you are, which is different from this. No amount of changes at the realm of mind will ever bring about permanent changes in the experiencer. Because it's different. Anything happening outside doesn't touch you. Sun is rising, sun is setting, it doesn't touch you really speaking, except your emotions and your experiences. And if you're not experiencing, don't have any emotions for that, you won't be touched at all. So what if the sun is rising? So what if the sun is setting? I'm not changing, I'm not rising, I'm not going. You can remain unaffected also. And whatever is happening in the objects does not touch the subject. The subject is different. So really speaking, the experiencer, the subject, is not affected by any object. To till the time they want to be affected because of their emotions and importance. Even then they are not substantially affected. So who is it who is observing the mind? Bhasayati ekada chiti. Chiti is consciousness. The consciousness is standing apart from the mind and is revealing the mind. Pure consciousness is ever conscious. In the childhood also I was conscious. In my youth also I was conscious. When I'm getting old I am still conscious. When I'm waking up I'm conscious. When I'm sleeping in the dream I'm conscious. I'm consciousness. I'm just light. The life in me is the real me. Not the mind, not the sense organs, not the objects. This should have been the definition of experiencer. And not knowing the truth of experiencer, I was taking myself to be a limited fellow. Thirsty, hungry, insecure, afraid. My very definition of experiencer was baseless. We just take up this experience and analyze. Do the Drg-Dryshya Viveka, and we reach to a realm where I know I am conscious of the mind, and therefore whatever happening at the mind does not happen to me. I am standing apart the mind. I am seeing the mind. I am conscious of the thoughts, and I am also conscious of the absence of thoughts. Sometimes the thoughts are good, sometimes the thoughts are not good. So I am something which is standing apart from the mind and observing the mind. So very beautifully in these first shlokas, few shlokas itself, in these first 4 shlokas itself, he has brought us to a realm wherein we are of the nature of consciousness. Don't believe me. See your experiences. Analyze your experiences. And thereafter, see the truth of this statement. But of course, this is not enough. And the lessons we learn from ourselves, being some conscious entity, some source of light, that which is conscious of my mind also. What are the lessons I have to learn from this? So that we will go into that tomorrow. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti
Shanti.
Hari